Morning everyone and welcome to Stretford Paddock. I'm Alex and here is another episode of the Paper Talk. Today we're talking mainly about Jack Grealish. Yesterday we brought you the news that James Maddison is looking more and more likely to be signing a new contract with Leicester, and that means that our number one transfer target has supposedly moved on to Jack Grealish. This has been picked up this morning by the Mirror and by the Daily Mail, saying that once he gets to the summer, Jack Grealish is going to be a wanted man, and Manchester United are going to be up there in terms of signing him. This isn't new news really. As if you're on the Stephen Nelson Patreon, you'll know that this has been linked in January. I think Jack Grealish was definitely a target in January, but with the way that Aston Villa are fighting for relegation and everything like that, I think he'd have cost way too much right now. And the fact that he's now potentially could be in a relegated club come July, he'll definitely be at a cheaper price and definitely Manchester United's top option. You know, we are clearly looking for a number 10, someone that's going to be in that creative role, and I think Jack Grealish definitely fits the bill. You know, the other thing we're looking at, you know, we've signed Harry Maguire, who's now our captain. You've signed Bruno Fernandes, who's the captain of Sporting Lisbon. And then I think Jack Grealish as well. He's another personality. He's another leader to add into the team. And he just picks up, he just fits that mould of the player that we don't just need in terms of quality, but in terms of personalities around the changing rooms, you know. That's one thing that we've been lacking, especially since we got rid of the older players and we got rid of the players like Zlatan. You know, we lost Zlatan, we lost Rooney, and all them kind of players. You know, they're the kind of people we need to replace. Someone in the comments here saying United need to get a top player, not average player like Grealish. I think Grealish is quality. I mean, if you watch any of the games this season, you see the amount of fouls he's drawing, and a lot of that is down to him going past players and things like that. The amount of chances he's creating in a very poor Villa team. You know, they are fighting for relegation. You know, you're trying to compare his numbers to James Maddison, and Maddison's in the top three. You know, Leicester are scoring goals. Leicester have a striker in Jamie Vardy ahead of him. So to compare that, it's very different compared to Jack Grealish, who's not really got a lot around him scoring goals. He's still creating lots of chances. He's just really, really good. Like we just said in the comments there, would you want to see Jack Grealish at Manchester United? Personally, I think yes, definitely. I think, like I've said, we need leaders, and he's one of them. Whether it translates as much, you know, he's a big Villa fan, and that's one of the reasons why he pushes through. But right now, I think he's definitely someone that United need to get into the team. Another comment here: before Grealish, we need a right winger. I think yes, we do need signs all over the pitch. You know, we need a right winger, we need a striker, we need a number 10. I think it's not just going to happen straight away. You know, we're not just going to be able to go in and sign 14 players straight away. It's going to take some time. I think Grealish is just one of the ones on that list of players that we want to sign. Characters like Grealish make other around him look better. Exactly, that's what we're kind of looking for. We're looking for a player who can. You know, you saw Bruno Fernandes come in this weekend, and whilst he didn't score a goal or create, he's had 3 chances. But the big thing for me was him just arguing with players, him moving players around him, demanding more from the likes of Dan James, demanding more from the likes of Andreas Pereira, and straight away saying, look, this needs to be quicker, this needs to be done better. And he's been there for 2 days, and he's already moving people around. That, I think, is what we definitely need in the team. Jump into the comments quickly here. Let's have a look. Sancho, quality forward, and Grealish would be a good start. Yeah, definitely. I think we talked yesterday on the podcast with myself, Joe, and Dave Pritt about Sancho and how he'd be a quality player, how he is that right winger that we need, and definitely he's one that is looked for. But you know what? You don't know. He's going to be in the region of 100 million plus. So whether that happens, I don't know. Maddison will reach at United. We're 6th. Leicester is 2nd. Yeah. At the minute, that's looking likely. I think there's still a big pull for players, whether you're at Leicester or not. You know, you saw Kante left Leicester after they won the Premier League and went to Chelsea. You know, there is a level to the clubs and stuff. And Manchester United is still the biggest club in England. We're still going to be paying more wages than most. There is definitely something there. And if you're a United fan, there's definitely something to do. Grealish, Sal, Niguez, and Sancho, that would be a pretty decent summer. Maddison is pricey. Yeah, I think I think the more and more this goes along, I think Maddison is going to sign a new contract with Leicester. I don't think Leicester are going to leave it any longer than to leave it as is. And I think if he does that, it's going to be something that we're going to have to leave for at least 18 months from a couple of seasons, because we're not going to be able to sign him, because the transfer fees are going to be way too much. Let's have a look. We've got another comment here. Grealish, no. If you need a player, then go for Timo Werner and Sancho. They have quality. I think, look, Timo Werner, we definitely need a centre forward. I think it's been clear. You've seen us getting Ighalo in, which I'll talk about shortly. He wants another number 9, another option, whether that's with Martial staying or whether that's with Martial going. He definitely wants a number 9. My thing with Timo Werner is I think he is Lewandowski's replacement at Bayern Munich. Whether we're going to get him away from that, I really don't know. Next, we have, of course, just mentioned Ighalo there. Yesterday, he finally got the picture with the shirt. He is our new number 25. He's announced as a Manchester United player. There's not actually been an interview with him yet, but just from the things I'm seeing, he's putting his Instagram story of the day he signed was like 100 people, like every single person that congratulated him. I think he shared on an Instagram story. I think he's just buzzing to be in Manchester and start playing for the club. So, yeah, he's on number 25. Antonio Valencia posted on his Instagram saying how much of an honour it was and made him push forward to being number 25. So he's ready to go. Whether he'll get the start in the next couple of weeks, I don't know. There's other things going. You see a lot of the United players there in Dubai at the minute. Some people have gone home. Some people have gone on holiday. It's looking like we've seen Dalot, Lingard, and Luke Shaw, who are all training in Dubai as we speak, doing a bit of extra work. I think the United team are all going to be meeting there to be doing a bit of warm weather training. It's wait to be seen whether or not Ighalo will be joining that group, but I'm guessing so. And whether he'll be involved against Chelsea, whether he'll start against Chelsea. Martial hasn't had the best few games recently, so whether he gets straight in and starts, I do not know. Let's jump in the comments again. Bruno fits in centre midfield, not defensive midfield. We should go for a defensive midfield and not another central. Grealish ain't the right choice. I disagree there. I think he's looking for, a lot more fluidity in that midfield three. I don't think it's going to be as strict as we have done in the past, where it is someone that's going to be the holder, someone that's going to be the number 10. I think he wants 3 players that want to move about. He's going to have players like Fred. He can step up and create. You've got players like you've seen Bruno Fernandes. Yes, he looks right in the number 10, but he dropped back into the number 6 and played more of a deep line playmaker role. It's not a defensive midfielder. It's someone that's going to create from deeper. He's going to pick the ball off the defence and play those passes forward quicker so we can get it into the feet of the likes of Rashford, the likes of Martial, and maybe the likes of Grealish. I've just been past here. We've got a little interview from Ighalo. So we're going to have a look at the quotes. He's came out about 10 minutes ago. He's very happy for being a Manchester United player. He said there's a lot of things he talks about being a Man United fan growing up. So when we were young, back in Nigeria, used to a lot of Premier League on TV when the likes of Andy Cole used to play. People support Man United a lot back there in Nigeria, so I developed that love because of all my siblings. They are Manchester United fans. I never thought it was going to happen, but dreams do come true, so I'm very happy to be here. And this is going to be a big and good challenge for me in my career. I'm not going to go through the entire thing, but he's one of those that is extremely happy to be at Manchester United. And do you know what? People say we need quality. We don't need people that are going to play for the club. But do you know what? For the signing we needed someone to come and play as a forward on that last day of the season. And there was talks of Cavani. There was talks of Josh King. All very different players. But the one thing that I think Ollie kind of decided when he was getting this one signing, when they were getting that one player in, was that, look, it's going to be a short-term thing, so what we need is someone that's going to work their bollocks off and do the right work for these 6 months. They're not going to play every single game. We know that. We know that Martial's still going to be number 1 choice. We need someone to be an option. So instead of having someone that's going to upset things like a Cavani, who's going to be on ridiculous wages, get someone in and who's going to really work hard and who's going to absolutely love being there, even if it is just for 6 months. Ross Murphy saying Matic, Fernandes and Fred for the midfield against Chelsea. I completely agree. I don't think McTominay's going to be back. Ollie said that he's not going to be fit and be able to travel to Dubai. He might go, but he's not going to be able to train whilst he's over there. Grealish should be a step in the right direction, absolutely. The other news from yesterday is that our fifth round opponents have been decided. Manchester United will be playing Derby County away at Pride Park, which also means that Manchester United will play against Wayne Rooney again. Wayne Rooney, who played against us for Everton, didn't have the best of times when he played for Everton against us, but again, he's playing there. We've played Derby a few times in the last few years, always got past them, but obviously they beat Northampton, that would have been obviously an easy game, but Derby County not having the greatest of seasons in the Championship, but it's an opportunity for us to get to a quarter final. And once you get into them last eight, anything can happen. We're only 2 games then away from Wembley. So, the way the season's going in the Premier League, where we are falling further behind in the top 4, Europa League is going to be a very, very tough task to win. With Inter Milan have strengthened really well, so they're probably going to be the favourites in the Europa League. You've got teams like, I think, Arsenal still in there. We've obviously played Wolves 14 million times this season, so there's a good chance we'll probably get drawn against them again if we got through. Europa League's going to be a tough test. I think United need some silverware this season, and I think the FA Cup's going to be our best chance. I think not just silverware, but a trip to Wembley would be a big thing. With it being the semi-final, I think let's get through these. You can do so many things. You get through that. The fans get a bit of a lift. So definitely, I think the FA Cup is going to be a big thing for us this season. One more. We've got another news today. We had an exclusive on Ronaldo speaking about Bruno Fernandes. Once I read the reasons why he got here, he actually played with Nani at Sporting Lisbon. This one quote said, "I played with him. He was my captain at Sporting. I learned some things from him. He sent me a message the other day and said he was very happy with my move." Players like that helping out still. It's really good to see, and hopefully Bruno Fernandes kicks on and has a good rest of the season and good career at United. Let's have a look at some more comments. Let's have a look. We need him now. Biggest mistake we'll ever make if we don't sign Grealish. I think this summer's going to be the chance to sign Grealish at a relatively decent fee. I think that if they stay up, or even if they go down, I think that it's going to be around that 30, 40 million mark. I don't think it's going to be too much more than that. But if we leave it any later, there's a good chance he'll go somewhere else. There's comments that Pep Guardiola came out and said how much he liked Jack Grealish as a player. I really think that he's going to be top of the list for many clubs, but I think United, in the position they're going to be in, him coming in and probably being that number one playmaker, him being that number one player, that'll be a big thing for him. And I think that we can get that one done. We need Samari and Sancho to complement Grealish and Bruno. I agree. I think we'll need someone else in midfield. I think, but it's one of those. If you get Grealish in, if you've got Madison, if you've got Fernandes in there, you've got McTominay coming back, you've got Fred. Now you're looking at, you've got a little bit of depth in there. I think Matic has come in, and you've seen with him having a little bit of a break, him not playing every single week. I think he does look a lot better. So I think Matic will probably get another season out of it. So, now you're looking at, you've got a bit of depth in that squad. And yes, but I do think we need probably one more player who's going to start. We've got another question. Is Pogba, Gomez and Chong the only players on their way out? Do you know what? I think there's going to be there'll be more players that aren't linked with going out that will go out. It all depends on who we bring in. I think Pogba's the big one. I think everyone knows that Pogba's probably going to go this summer. It'd be very surprising if he doesn't. I think it'd be more on the fact that the other teams don't want him or don't have the funds, or it just doesn't work out for them. That's the reason he stays, rather than us preventing that from happening. I think they're going to look right now to cash in and potentially move on. Chong looks to be going. Angel Gomez is a weird one because I think he'll probably stay in the end. I think that it's just, he's not getting the game time right now. I think he needs to really work hard, and maybe I think he might just sign a contract, take a step back, work hard, and try and work his way back up. Someone's saying there, Pereira and Lingard have to go. I think, to be honest, they're definitely not starters for Manchester United and shouldn't be anywhere near the starting 11 of the team. But you can't just get rid of our squad. You can't just... We've already done that, and you need actual numbers. You need to just keep it going. You need to keep players in there. And I think for now, we need to potentially keep one of them just as a squad. Just as squad players. Definitely not starters. I like Lingard in terms of what he does in some of the bigger games and what he can do as a utility player. Pereira's an odd one because quality-wise he's good, but I don't know. He just makes ridiculous decisions and has games like he had at the weekend, which was absolutely shocking. Maddison link's dead. Yeah, you said yesterday that it looks more and more likely that Maddison's going to sign a new contract at Leicester. I think he is. I think that he might use this and then probably give it an extra 18 months and then probably move on for the bigger money because of the contract he's on now. It's his first one outside of the Championship. So you can probably get him relatively cheap, but I don't think Leicester are going to let that happen. I think they're going to get him. You're going to get that contract up nice and quickly. It's not good to get players out unless we've got another class of 92 in the academy. Yeah, you're correct. Right, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for joining us. We have a youth review coming out later today with Joe Smith and David Pritt. Make sure you give that a watch because tonight United are playing in the under-18s against Leeds United. Make sure to head over to our Instagram, Stretford Paddock. We will be we'll be at the game, so we'll be bringing a little bit of coverage there. Make sure you like, make sure you share, and make sure you subscribe. I've been Alex, and we'll see you next time.